station for this evening's Caribbean emergency in WeatherNet, Juliet 85 Kilo asking. Good evening. It's now 6:30 p.m. local time in the Eastern Caribbean. Welcome to the evening session of the Caribbean Emergency and WeatherNet for today, Tuesday, October 4th, 2016. I am Net Control Station Juliet 85 Kilo, located Villa, St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the Eastern Caribbean, and the operator's name is Kumar, Kilo Uniform Mike Alpha Romeo. The net meets twice daily on this frequency of 3.815 megahertz at 6:30 a.m., again 6:30 p.m. local time in the Eastern Caribbean. That is 10:30, again 22:30 hours UTC. The purpose of this net is to handle all forms of amateur radio traffic. The net will call for emergency or priority traffic at its start, and any stations that may be holding emergency or priority traffic are invited to break in at any time. Official weather reports will be presented 5 minutes after the net commences at approximately 10:35 and 22:35 hours UTC. These official reports will be followed by any personal weather observations from amateur radio stations checking in. Now taking a standby, are there any stations that are holding emergency or priority traffic? This is the Caribbean Emergency and WeatherNet. Emergency or priority traffic? Nothing heard. Inviting stations that are maritime mobile, aeronautical mobiles. A mobile call now. Maritime mobiles, aeronautical mobiles. A mobile call now. Any relays? Nothing heard. Inviting stations operating on low power, those operating under difficult circumstances. Stations operating low power, those operating under difficult circumstances. Any relays? Nothing heard. Stations on short time, unable to stay for the duration of this Caribbean Emergency and WeatherNet.
9 Zulu 4 Juliet Alpha Golf.
9 Zulu 4 Juliet Alpha Golf. Good evening, Brahmi.
Good evening, Kumar. I just want to check in here because I'm doing some things around the house there and I still got people around. So I wouldn't be able to stay here for the entire net. I'll be able to just have about 10 minutes there. So I just want to check in there. Over.
Thank you for your presence, Brahmi. Want to wish you and the family good evening. 7-3.
Roger, roger.
Further station, short time. Any relays? Nothing heard. Commencing roll call in the south of the island chain. Inviting check-ins on the South American mainland. This is the Caribbean Emergency and WeatherNet. Good evening to Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, French Guiana. Any relays? Nothing heard. Good evening to Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, Caribbean Emergency and WeatherNet. Check-ins, ABC Island. Any relays? Nothing heard. Juliet 85 Kilo, Caribbean Emergency and WeatherNet. Taking further check-ins, Trinidad and Tobago.
924 Romeo X-ray.
9Y4 RX. Good evening, Ron. How are you, sir?
Okay, good evening to you, Kumar. CGI Times, just got in and listening for a bit, over.
Thank you for your presence and frequency, sir. Want to wish you and the family a good evening. 7-3.
Thank you, my friend. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Further check-ins, Trinidad and Tobago. 9 Zulu 4 Kilo. Good evening. I think it's Krishnan. Go ahead. Okay, thank you for your presence, Krishnan. Best regards to the family circle. 7-3. 904 Kilo. Copy. Roger, Roger. Come on, 7-3. By 7-3. Trinidad and Tobago again.
904 Charlie, 8 Whiskey.
Yankee 4 Hotel Whiskey, we have you, Harry. Who's the other station?
904 Charlie Papa.
904 Charlie Papa, stand by please, Eric. 9 Yankee 4 Hotel Whiskey. Good evening, Harry.
Very good evening to you, Kumar. Good evening to all of you. I read a Friday today. Looks cloudy on certain times, but no rain. Actually not really clear. Other than that.
Thank you, Harry, for your presence. Best regards to Dorothy. You guys have a good evening. Break the queue. 904 Charlie Papa. Good evening, Eric.
The CEWN is actually being streamed live on YouTube as we speak.
Okay, well, thank you for that information, sir. If you like, it's just about 6:35. Let me break for weather, and then we'll take your analysis. Over?
Okay, see you now.
Okay, thank you. 904 Charlie Papa, standing by. Juliet 85 Kilo for an emergency and weather net. Are there any stations holding official weather reports? Please call. Okay, let me provide from National Hurricane Center, Hurricane Matthew Public Advisory number 27. The summary of the 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight, 2100 UTC information. Location, 19.8 north, 19.8 north, 74.3 west, 74.3 west. About 65 miles east-southeast of Guantanamo, Cuba. And about 30 miles south-southwest of the eastern tip of Cuba. The maximum sustained winds are 140 miles an hour. The present movement is northward, bearing 360 degrees at 9 miles per hour, and the estimated minimum central pressure 949 millibar. And I will read a short excerpt from the discussion and 48-hour outlook. Matthew is moving towards the north near 9 miles per hour. On this track, the eye of Matthew will move over the extreme portion of eastern Cuba in the next few hours. A turn towards the north-northwest is expected by Wednesday, followed by a northwest turn Wednesday night. Matthew is expected to move near or over portions of the southeastern and central Bahamas tonight and Wednesday, towards the northwestern Bahamas Wednesday night. And of course, National Hurricane Center has noted in their caption, northern eye wall of extremely dangerous Hurricane Matthew already pounding the eastern tip of Cuba. We also have a second tropical system. We have Tropical Storm Nicole, Public Advisory number 2. The location, 24.1 north, 61.1 west, about 510 miles northeast of San Juan, Puerto Rico. The maximum sustained winds are 50 miles an hour. The present movement is northwestward, bearing 305 degrees at 9 miles per hour. And the estimated minimum central pressure, 1005 millibars. There are no hazards affecting land at this time, and that tropical system should track to the northwest and away from the island chain. And of course, we have an area of tropical disturbance at the 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time today, Tuesday, October 4th. East of the Windward Islands is producing a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Development, if any, of this system is expected to be slow to occur while the wind moves westward at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Regardless of development, heavy rain and gusty winds are possible in the Windward Islands during the next couple of days during the wave passage. Formation chance through 48 hours is low at 10% and through 5 days low at 20%. Barbados Met Services, Lester Anthony's weather forecast for this evening. Validity 2200 Zulu to 1000 Zulu tomorrow morning. Synopsis, a tropical wave will begin to affect the Windward Islands during the night. And the forecast, also Windward Islands, it will be partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy with a few scattered showers becoming more numerous after midnight. Elsewhere, partly cloudy to cloudy with a few showers. The wind is Echo November Echo to Echo, east-northeasterly to easterly at 15 to 35 miles per hour, and the sea state conditions slight to moderate in open water with clouds 1 to 2 meters in height. Locally, another half day here. 904 Charlie Papa for analysis. Go ahead, Eric. Juliet 85 Kilo standing by.
Juliet 53, 904 CC. Okay, so pretty much done a lot there. And right now, we get
the southern southwestern tip of Haiti area. And as I mentioned, this moving to the east is just to the left. So the east that Matthew took overnight, early hours of this morning. And I see that for sure quite a few miles to the east of the wind forecast for the east last night. I was just tracking the picture around South Spoken, and there was nothing like that in the picture at the time. And then I get up this morning and I see a sudden jog to the left, to the right there, sorry. And it was really amazing. The area of the state running out to the east of us, there's a tropical wave that's at an angle. It's not a straight up and down tropical wave that they usually have. This one usually in the north side of it, angle to it. And that tropical wave is currently from 16 north and 48 west down to 8 north and 54 west. Like that from time to time, but this one caught everyone unaware. It wasn't like that up to yesterday. And it's moving west to 15 knots over the past 24 hours. So there's an area of the state weather associated with it that is forecast to have a 10% chance of development over the next 2 days. The Met Services here locally have been paying close attention to this system. And at 12:50 p.m. today, received an advisory information bulletin, as we call it, on that system. And for some reason, it's gone off. Right, hold on a second, let me bring it back up here. Right. So, our Met Services information bulletin, today's date, 4th of October, inclement weather with strong winds to affect Trinidad and Tobago. An active tropical wave currently located east of Trinidad and Tobago with accompanying strong low-level. An active tropical wave is currently located east of Trinidad and Tobago with accompanying strong low-level winds. Our latest radar and satellite imagery indicates the leading edge of this trough is expected to affect Tobago Coast within the next few hours, with isolated moderate to heavy showers or thunder showers and accompanying gusty winds. Current analysis and numerical weather prediction models suggest that strong winds in excess of 50 kilometers per hour are expected to accompany showers and thunder showers. Street and flash flooding is likely in areas of heavy downpours. East of the central affect Tobago and to a lesser extent Trinidad over the next day. Some improvement is expected this evening. However, October 2016 with similar conditions forecast. Given the expected conditions, citizens are advised to be vigilant and cautious as they conduct the activities. We wish to underscore that Trinidad and Tobago is not under any tropical storm watch or warning. Trinidad and Tobago Meteorological Service will continue to closely monitor this weather event and will issue another bulletin as warranted. So that was it from our Met Services today. So the satellite announcement is from 6 to west, east to west, north to west, from south of about 16 or 17 north, down to about 6 north. It's a very large area of weather there. There's all sorts of thunderstorms popping up and stuff like that there. So it looks like tonight into tomorrow is going to be somewhat interesting for us here. So we'll see what happens. Everybody is on alert, waiting to see what kind of weather this system brings as it passes through overnight and tomorrow. That's it for me for this evening, Kumar. J8K, 904 CT.
904 Charlie Papa, please stand by. Does anyone have a query require our assistance of the analysis by 904 Charlie Papa? Please call here directly. Well,
CSR tomorrow. Adi Lasanga.
Okay, just to share with the net time, the 69 Delta Sierra is following some of the traffic coming out of Haiti. There are two stations operating there that he's been able to get some traffic. Listen to their traffic. Hotel 6, Juliet Hotel, which is a gentleman of Freeside, I believe, by the name of Father John. And there's Hotel 2, my Juliet. Now, they've reported that the Port-au-Prince Road to the south is washed out. The bridge is washed out. That was reported by Hotel 2, my Juliet. Generator power. The sun is on the water. And I think Father John is also on the water from another location. According to this information, they should be on the quarter-meter hurricane watch net frequency of 7.268. Hurricane watch net. Please just monitor. Hurricane watch net has very specific protocols and procedures, and only if they ask you, then intervene. So just by way of advisory. Is there anyone else holding official weather reports at this time? Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, I think the decimal 268 frequency would be after 2100 tonight, and that's a change that schedule, over.
Okay.
They would be on 20 meters. They would normally be on 20 meters now at 14.325, and then shift to 7268 at around 2100 hours tonight.
That is correct. I see that France has that noting here. 2100 Eastern time net will go to 40 meters. Thank you for that observation, Eric. Over.
No problem. Just okay, man. That's what it is.
All right, 7-3. Anyone else? Official weather, personal weather observations? Any relay? Nothing heard. Urban emergency and weather net station session. Taking further check-in. Trinidad and Tobago.
904 Delta Tango River.
Good evening, John. 904 Delta Tango. Go ahead.
A very good evening to you. Good evening to all. I was half sunshine this morning, but no rain. It was very hot today. Over.
It's a very hot day here, likewise, John. Thank you for joining us in the family building. Listen to you. Further check-in. Trinidad and Tobago. 904 November Romeo. Good evening, Marvin.
Good evening to you. It's somebody else. All that says on the phone here. This is 904 November Romeo. My name is Melvin. November Alpha Victor India November. Today, for the day we had a little slight rain, but very, very hot today. Over.
Okay, Marvin, something not quite right with the audio. Can't put my finger in it, but perhaps you can get a local radio check, okay?
Check the power supply.
John says check the power supply. Thank you, Marvin, and 7-3.
Okay, well, I'm check with that and see what's the problem there. Over.
Okay, sir, not a problem. Maybe after net. Further check-ins, Trinidad and Tobago. Any relays? Nothing heard. Juliet 85 Kilo, Caribbean Emergency and WeatherNet. Taking check-ins. Grenada, Carriacou, Petit, Martinique. Okay, would the J39 come again? Okay, J39 Charlie Papa, little light Dennis, go ahead. Lost Dennis in the static. Can somebody give me a relay, please?
All right, good evening to you. Good evening to all. He's going along with you for the ride. Over.
Thank you, John. 924 Delta Tango Net Relay. Dennis, thank you for accompanying the net. Want to wish you a good evening in Carriacou. 7-3. Grenada, Carriacou, Petit, Martinique again. Okay, J39 Kilo, please stand by, Mark. J39 Delta Echo. Good evening, Ruben.
Just listen to the weather. Today we have no rain, nice hot day. Over.
Copy, no rain, nice hot day. Very hot day here, Ruben. Thank you for joining. Have a good evening, sir. 7-3. J39 Kilo, good evening, Margaret.
Good evening to you, Commander Control. Good evening to you, David Control. Good evening to you,
Margaret. Martinique? Any relays? Any relays? Nothing heard. Good evening, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Caribbean Emergency and Weathernet. Juliet 88, November Alpha Charlie. Good evening, Steve. Thank you, Steve. Regards to you and Denise. Have a good evening. Break with you. FCG again, please. Check in. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Juliet 88, Delta Alpha. Good evening, Justin. Keep your presence, Justin. Regards to the also break with you. FCG again, please. November Foxtrot Oscar, is that correct? Juliet 88, the Tango Moment, please. So that's get there. Juliet 88, November Fox Oscar joining. Go ahead. Can I have a relay in that station, please? What is his name and QTH, Sylvester? Okay, I will put it on log, but I'm not quite sure who it is. Juliet 88, Delta Tango. Good evening, Sylvester. Go ahead. Met Services report from National Met Services has indicated a tropical wave will affect the Windward Islands during the night break. Thank you, Sylvester. Break with you. Further check-in, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Any relays? Nothing heard. Juliet 850 for an emergency and Weathernet. Taking check-in. Barbados. 850 Alpha Zulu. Good evening, Pat. How are you, sir? Okay, thank you for your presence and leadership, Pat. Want to wish you and the family a good evening, sir. 7-3. Okay, Barbados again, please.
8 Papa 6 Alpha Mike.
8 Papa 6 Alpha Mike. Good evening, Keith. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. After walking you rather there and said that now here is 700 miles away, right?
It is a large disturbance, sir. Over.
Okay.
Thank you, Keith, for your presence and frequency, sir. Want to wish you and the family a good evening. Break with you. Barbados again, please. Any relays?
8 Papa 6, Bravo Echo.
Good evening, Henry. How are you, sir?
I'm back to you, command all on frequency. Thanks for all the time back here. Hope all is well to you. No further traffic. Have a good night.
Thank you, Handy, and regards to your household. Break with you, sir. Further check-in. Barbados. P6 Fox Hotel, a little bit light. Go ahead, Rodney. Copy, no traffic, Rodney. Thanks for joining. Regards to the family circle. Barbados. Any relays? Nothing heard. Juliet 850 for the emergency and Weathernet. Taking check-in. St. Lucia.
J69X.
Okay, J69X, please stand by. Stephen, J69 Bravo Bravo. Good evening, over.
And a very good evening to the rest of the net. I have no traffic, but I'm usually along Colorado.
Thank you for your presence, Roseman, and regards to the home circle break with you. J69X, good evening, Stephen.
Yeah, good evening to all on frequency net control. J69X, just checking in through my life movement, going along for the ride with you, though.
Thank you, Stephen. Regards to you also. Thank you for keeping company. 166 again, please. J69 Delta Sierra, West Last. Good evening, Grant.
Oh, man, it sounds like everybody going along for the ride. You're going to have to buy a boat, huh?
Indeed, indeed. How things?
Oh, we did good, man. You know, everywhere. Seeing what's going on. So, just keep in touch and listen on both sides, you know?
Thank you for the traffic all the way. This is a very difficult situation on the entire island of Hispaniola. I suppose tomorrow or next day we will get more full-time reports, but looks like it's going to be a really difficult situation.
Oh, yeah, they're in for about that. I mean, that we will be good on the water. They're going to put together, right? What is it doing? So, as we get, although they're prepared for many people, you know, having all kinds of things, you know, the traffic operating capacity and that kind of thing. So, we'll have you off the map, I saw.
Now, here's a little interesting there are shelters to 340,000 people in a nation of 11 million. And I read a report excerpt sometime earlier today that said there were people up to shoulder deep in water. So that's got to be really, really difficult, fast, and dangerous. Over? Thank you, Frank. Regards to police and arrest and also break with you, sir. Further check-in, please. Don't you? It's 69 Alpha Mike. Good evening, Jerome. It's 69 Alpha Mike. Thank you for your company, Jerome. Regards to the household break with you. St. Lucia again, please. Any relays? Go ahead, Stephen.
Okay, yeah, the G6 station, try it. Juliet 69 Charlie uniform. Any traffic on it? Okay, Echo Ma, that was G69 Charlie uniform. No traffic, just checking in over.
Copy J69 Charlie uniform in. Thank you for the relay, sir. Break with you. Anyone else? St. Lucia? Any relays? J69 India Hotel. Good evening, Johnny. Thank you for your presence and frequency, Johnny. Regards to your wife, and you have a good evening, sir. Break with you. Further check-in. St. Lucia? Any relay? Nothing heard. Juliet 850 for an emergency and weather net. Taking check-ins. Martinique? Who is doing check? Okay, copy, Kevin from Coleridge. I don't have him in my log, so I will add that in the log this evening. So thank you. Over. Thank you, sir. We were at the island of Martinique looking to check-in. Check-ins, Martinique. Good evening, Dominica. 73 Alpha Hotel. Good evening, Austin. How are you? and want to wish you and the family a good evening, sir. Clear with J73 Alpha Hotel, 73. Okay, it's from 7 p.m. local, 2300 hours UTC. Further check-in, Dominica. Any relays? Nothing heard. Juliet 850 for an emergency and weather taking check-in, Guadalupe. Check-in, Guadalupe. Good evening, Montserrat. Check-in, Montserrat. Taking check-ins, Antigua, Barbuda. B21 Charlie Delta, good evening, Rex. Want to wish you and the family a good evening, sir, and we're here to serve, just like all the rest of us. Praise to you, sir. Antigua, Barbuda again. B21 Juliet Sierra, good evening, Rex. Mina, James. Hey, James, thank you for joining. 7-3 regards to the household. Antigua, Barbuda again. Relays. Nothing heard. Juliet 850 for an emergency and weathernet. Taking check-in. St. Kitts, Nevis. Check-in. St. Kitts, Nevis. Good evening to St. Martin, St. Barthélemy, Saba, and St. Eustatius. Check-in. St. Martin, St. Bart, Saba, Stacia. Good evening, Anguilla. This is the Papa 2 Echo ATL. Good evening, Ara. Lots of noise on frequency and some QRM, but thank you for the weather report of out of Cambodia, and I want to wish you and the family good evening. 7-3. There was Mr. Papa 2 Echo India Hotel. Final check-in, Angela. Any relay? Nothing heard. Good evening to the British Virgin Islands for the emergency and weathernet. Inviting check-in, Tortola, Virgin Gorda, Anaconda, John Van Dyke. Good evening to U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico. Check-in, St. Thomas, St. Croix, St. John, Puerto Rico. Any relay?
It's a KB4 Charlie Fox, here is KB280 Kumar.
Thank you, Lobot. Please bring in Rocky. I thought I heard somebody in there. Pick him up for me, please.
Roger, Roger. KB4 Charlie Fox, go ahead. KB4 Charlie Fox is on some Croy. I don't have too much coffee on it, but he's about to frequency over.
Okay, very good. Rocky, thank you for joining us this evening, sir, and want to wish you a good evening. Thank you for the relay, Lobot. Any traffic for that, sir?
No traffic. Just good evening, everybody.
Lobot, Kilo Papa 2 Alpha Delta. Very nice signal, 519 on the signal from Great Producer. Further check-in, St. Thomas, St. Croix, St. John, Puerto Rico. Any relays? Nothing heard. Looking for check-ins north and west of Puerto Rico. Good evening to the Dominican Republic. Any check-ins? Check-ins, Dominican Republic. Good evening, Haiti. Check-in, Haiti. Jamaica? Any relays? Nothing heard. Some QRM there definitely. Juliet 85 kilo for the emergency and weathernet. Looking for check-in. Cayman Islands, Cuba, Turks and Caicos, Bahamas, Belize. Check-in. Cayman Islands, Cuba, Turks and Caicos, Bahamas, Belize. Any relays? Nothing heard. That completes the roll call from south to north. 30 check-ins thus far. Taking check-ins anywhere in the island chain. Anyone we might have missed. Any check-ins anywhere?
Juliet 35 X-ray.
J35 X-ray. Hi, John.
Good evening, Kumar. J35K and CEWN J35 X-ray. Right now, Juliet. Have a good night. J35 X-ray.
Thank you, Derek, for being here. Always a pleasure when you're on board, sir. Have a good evening. Great with you. Further check-ins anywhere in the island chain. 39 Alpha Charlie. Hi, Paul. I will give you a recap at the end there, Paul, okay?
Okay,
Yes, sir. Further check-ins anywhere in the island chain? Can you read it? Thank you for the assist. Very high noise level. What's the station checking into the Caribbean emergency and weathernet? Call again.
Station ending with Foxtrot.
Station ending Foxtrot. Checking into the Caribbean emergency and weathernet. Send the call sign a couple of times. Juliet 85 kilo net control. Delta Tango, say again. Okay, so that's the JD Delta Tango net per day, thank you. 904 Delta Tango net per day. Pick up the 904 Papa Fox.
904 Papa Fox, good evening, your copy. 904 Delta Tango.
Delta Tango for the relay into net. Great with you both. Any further check-ins anywhere in the island chain for the emergency and weathernet is in session. Any relay? Nothing heard. heard at this time. There's a lot of static and some QRM frequency. This was the check-in this evening. 904 Juliet Alpha Golf Bravo, 9 Yankee 4 Radio X-Ray Ron, 904 Kilo Christian on Trinidad, 9 Yankee 4 Hotel Whiskey Harry Tobago, 904 Charlie Papa Eric who provided weather analysis, 904 Delta Tango John, 904 November Darwin on Trinidad, 9 Turnout Trinidad and Tobago, J39 Charlie Papa Dennis on Carriacou, J39 Delta Echo Ruben, J39 Kilo Kilo Margaret on Grenada, J88 November Alpha Charlie Steve, J88 Delta Alpha Justin, J88 November Fox Oscar, Kevin, and where was I now? J88 Delta Tango Sylvester on deck waiting then for the Grenadine, AP50 Alpha Zulu Pass, AP6 Alpha Mike AP6 Bravo Echo Tandy, AP6 Bravo Hotel Rodney Barbados, J69 Bravo Bravo Roseman, J69 X-Ray Stephen, J69 Delta Sierra France, J69 Alpha Mike Jerome, J69 Charlie Uniform Lynn, J69 India Hotel Johnny St. Lucia, nice turnout. J73 Alpha Hotel Austin Dominica, 321 Charlie Delta Rex, 321 Juliet Sierra James Antigua, Victor Papa 2 Echo Italy Hotel Iron Anguilla, also with official weather out of Anguilla, Kilo Victor 4 Charlie Fox Rocky on St. Croix, Kilo Papa 2 Alpha Delta Lubbock on Water Island in the Virgin Islands, J35 X-Ray Derek, J39 Alpha Charlie Fall Grenada, nice turnout Grenada, and 924 Papa Fox Pier on Trinidad. This is the weather recap. There are two tropical systems with us. Hurricane Matthew is up to advisory number 27. Tropical storm Nicole is up to advisory number 2. There is no threat command from Nicole and neither from Matthew to the left around Antilles. And there is a tropical disturbance to the east of the island chain. I will read it in its entirety. As of 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Tuesday, October 4, 2016. A tropical wave located several hundred miles east of the Windward Islands is producing a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Development into any of this system is expected to be slow to occur while the wave moves westward at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Regardless of development, heavy rain and gusty winds are possible in the Windward Islands during the next couple of days during the wave passage. Formation chance through 48 hours is low at 10% and through 5 days low at 20%. And Barbados Net Services indicating for tonight 2200 Zulu until 1000 Zulu tomorrow for the Lesser Antilles, synopsis, a tropical wave will begin to affect the Windward Islands during the night and the forecast. Over the Windward Islands, it will be partly cloudy, occasionally cloudy with a few scattered showers, becoming more numerous after midnight. Partly cloudy, occasionally cloudy with a few scattered showers, becoming more numerous after midnight. Elsewhere, partly cloudy to cloudy with a few showers. The winds, east northeasterly to easterly, 15 to 35, 15 to 35 kilometers per hour, and the sea state conditions light to moderate in open water with swell 1 to 2 meters in height. Any queries, Juliet 85 Kilo? Nothing heard. It's just about 7:13 local, 23:13 hours UTC. Late check-ins and any other traffic for an emergency and WeatherNet. Okay, a 36 Echo Radio, moment. Gary, was there another?
Juliet 39 Juliet Fox.
39 Juliet Fox, standby. Joy. Yeah, a 36 Echo Radio. Hi, Gary.
86 here. Very good, Kumar. Just I got a real 10 minutes to go, but at the end of the net there, just put me in the red. So if I see that, it's 86 here.
It's 36 Echo Radio. Nice to hear you, Gary. Regards to the household, about 5758. 73, sir.
73, Kumar.
Okay, 39 Juliet Fox. Hi, Joy.
I'm doing the unit tomorrow, so I'm going to put in the power supply to the rig there. The backup supply now working 100%, so without it, I'm with you, man. So I was just checking in, we have no traffic just running now on the log, yourself?
Okay, thank you for your presence on Frequency, Joy, and I want to wish you and the family a good evening. 7-3.
Okay, thank you very much, 7-3.
Right, 7-3, late check-ins. Any other traffic? Nothing further heard. I'd like to sincerely thank all 35 stations that took time to sign with NET this evening. Without your participation, the NET cannot be a success. We have a very serious situation with Matthew up in the central Virgin there. And I suspect that we're going to get some very, very sad news in another day or two. However, we do all that we can to assist with traffic handling. That has been the tradition of this 60-year-old Virgin emergency with the NET. Next section of the NET will be at 6:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. That's 10:30 hours UTC on this frequency of 3.815 megahertz. Last call, may check in with any other traffic for an emergency and weather net about to close. Go ahead, Derek.
Okay, once I was late on the radiation to the net, you read a report from a hotel to Julius Romeo or something like that. Can you repeat what was the essence of that report, please?
Okay, Franz had been monitoring the emergency frequencies, and he copied this traffic coming out of Haiti. There were two stations operating out of Haiti, Hotel 6 Juliet Hotel, I think he's a priest, Father John, and Hotel 2 Mike Juliet. Now, they reported that the town was on the water, the bridge and road were for Port-au-Prince to the south was out, and that one of them, I think it was Father John, he had to evacuate to higher ground. Over?
Wow. Does it sound good, over?
Well, it doesn't, Derek. I think it's going to be a very bad situation. You know the situation with Haiti. There's a lot of denudation of the forest slopes. There's a lot of people living in tent cities or century shanty towns because there is no means of permanent structures. And, I saw a weather report that indicated up to possibly 45 inches isolated on parts of Haiti. So and I did see a report today that said that people were shoulder deep in water. Over?
Wow. Menu. Prayers are with them. Suffering from the Anthony Corridor Kumaki, 35 Electric.
Welcome, sir. From 2100 Eastern, they will be on 7.268. That's the alternate frequency of the Hurricane Watch Net. We can probably get some more information there, sir. 7-3. Okay, anyone else before we go? Okay, nothing further heard. It's now 7:17, about 7:18 local time, 23:18 hours UTC. Securing this session of the Caribbean Emergency and Weather Net, wishing everyone a safe and pleasant evening, and I'll look for you again tomorrow. Juliet 850, 7-3, good evening. 6-9 Alpha Mike, go ahead, Jerome. Say again about the report. I have you about maybe 4x5, 4x6, Jerome, over. 6-9 Alpha Mike, you're welcome, sir. Not a problem. 7-3. Say again, please. Copy. I did get the report about the Mayfred greenwash doing, but I didn't know that the U.S. had already mobilized military assets for safety. Thank you for that information, Sylvester. Over. Copy. I know that the governor of Florida has instituted a state of emergency in Florida. Over. thankfully I saved it here, and I mean, it really opened my eyes to the, I mean, I've known it before, but maybe I didn't look at it that way. And I gotta do something about getting like a concrete roof on an addition to the house as a hurricane shelter in a regular room. So that's something on my to-do list. As soon as I get it, I'm able to mobilize the resources. Okay, so bless you. Have a good evening. Maybe catch you in the morning. And Judy, they tell the Tango. 7 Judy, 5 kilo.
What radio are you using? Who? Yeah, I should say it drop down to the minimum power. I think it is. I'm using Icon 51.8. Oh, okay. That's essentially the same one I have if I were using it. It's sitting here next to me, wondering why it's being ignored or abandoned or whatever. I just got it a very short time ago, like a couple of weeks, and I really haven't put the time into learning it. But it's one of those 50th anniversary editions of the 51A. So apparently it's a color that the store does not sell. It's white. I found that on eBay, which was from, where was it, NTC. Of course, they sold me the 7100 that is now back to ICOM for repair, which in all fairness was a repack. But hey, what can you do? But yeah, whatever you do, you just have like one solid dropout there for maybe half or 3/4 of a second. But didn't get anything. The link was still there, so you're doing very, very well. And where the heck is Missoula? Over. Beautiful western Montana. Go ahead. Aha, that kind of Missoula. Okay. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, very good. It's near the 90, apparently. It's old Highway 90. Boy, down in Mississippi, that'll be something to stay away from. At least it was when I was at Keesler. It's another story in and of itself. But wow. I'm sorry, just looking around at the greenery. Okay, it's not real time, but that's all I've got to look at. Anyway, what else can we do here? Nothing much, but listen, enjoy the heck out of that, and if you can maybe tell me how to find, I don't know, these reflectors, all the reflectors that there are in the world on the 51A, or where you look for those. I'd sure like to know. But I don't think we can take up channel time for that. The reflector will be very unhappy, and the gods come down, and you know how that works. Over.
AD0EC.
Ooh, BB stacker. Well, that's not bad, as long as you really be careful. Actually, I know that was your one and only active duty stint, but actually I only had one of those myself, because right at the end of it, the personnel guy said, "Oh, you haven't been to that funny place in Southeast Asia. Guess where you're going?" I said, maybe not. I got a European out. Stayed there for another 2 years in the Netherlands, and then went home after it became obvious that I needed to do that. But, oh man. But I still went into the National Guard full-time as a civilian employee for a long time, and resulted in a 25-year retirement, which was still good. You know, I love that job. That was my favorite job in the entire world ever. And sadly, after a certain age, they don't want you to do it anymore. Over.
Yeah, that's true. I know a fellow here who had to retire from being an airline pilot at 65. Just a slight correction for you. I wasn't a BB stacker. Those were different AFSCs. They were 461s. I was a 462, a loader. Not to be confused.
Of course, you can't load BBs. Yeah, I know. My shootout was slightly different. Also, I worked in the comm nav shop, but I was nav, one of the very few navs around. Why that was any better than anything else, I have no idea. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. But I think we each had one radio on the F-1 first aircraft. I don't know if you ever loaded those up. I think they had, I don't know, not Phoenixes, but something, I forget. Who knows? Anyway, whatever it is, they go off and they, and that's pretty much it. But still, it was a heck of a lot of fun. You know, they still have one sitting there in a museum at Soesterberg Air Base, or in a military museum in Zeist, which is right close by. It does not look like it was one of the ones that was actually stationed there. It's got painted up with some general numbers and some orange paint and whatever. We didn't have anything like that. And you can't find anywhere with the gumball machine on it. That seems to be also part of the past they'd rather not talk about. Over.
Yeah, I worked on the F-100 for 2 years, and then B-52s for my last 2 years.
Oh, wow. Understand. I had a good demonstration of a B-52 from a friend of mine who was stationed at Griffiths. Showed me how to get into them from the tail and crawl all the way through the bomb bays and everything, and finally up front, which he did kind of as a joke, I found out later on, but it was quite interesting. Got to walk on the wings, and wow, the size is just unbelievable. Let's see, 84 ZU. Were you trying to come in here, over? Okay, I'll say no. But anyway, I guess we can't really hang it up too much. There's a lot of people floating around this here reflector thing, so we probably need to keep it as short as humanly possible. Anyway, thanks an awful lot. It's great to meet another Air Force guy. You know, I worked for TSA for 7.5 years, screening passers, whatever. I really thought that they had actually disbanded the Air Force. Maybe we didn't really have one anymore, because all I saw was Army and Marine guys going through and no Air Force guys. I kept waiting, and eventually I found maybe 5 or 6 total in that time. So, I don't know, maybe they take the train or something and don't fly. Over.
In the Air Force, I'm afraid we'll get out of here, and I'll just be standing by. KI-7 FGM. Report.
Yeah, roger that. 7-3, and we'll talk to you later.
This was W6KFU, clear with you and standing by listening.
KI7, I think it's FTN, I'm sorry. This is 84ZU Mobile in West Central Florida.
KI7,
KI7FGN.
Just saying, it's fantastic to hear a station out in Montana. I was curious if you're on a repeater or running a hotspot. My name's Chris, and I'm just about at home, but I'm good for another minute or two.
Okay, my name is Dave, and yes, I'm pleased to finally say there is no local repeaters. My closest repeater is 200 miles away. So I just successfully got on the air today with the DV Mega on a Raspberry Pi. Go ahead.
This is Dave. That's great. Well, you know what that means. You're going to have to put up a repeater. That's going to be your next job. Well, I just want to say hello to you. I do have a comment on your audio. You might want to look at the 51, go to the function setting, and bring your mic gain up to level 3. You might have it on the default, which I think is 2. And it was pretty hard hearing you when I'm mobile with, the normal road noise, and I had to really crank up the radio. Well, let me say 7-3, and congratulations, and talk to you later. 84ZU. Take care.
Thank you very much. I need all the help I can do. Like I said, today was the first contact I made, and I will certainly follow your advice and bump that up there in a little bit. KI7FGN over there.
M3PAJ.